Fall Video 2015. This is my favorite time of year. I tell people it's the reason I live in North Georgia, because of our falls. They're beautiful. So you should plan a trip here if you're far away. It's gorgeous. I like to, obviously my main business is bonsai. I really enjoy Japanese gardens, and usually in the spring and the fall I'll do 1 or 2 gardens. So I'm hoping to do so this fall, especially with the new line of specimen conifers that I presently have. This is an old prostrata juniper. It's around 50 years old. It has an incredible twist, great nabari. I have actually bonsai'd these. They're kind of borderline being too large for bonsai, but the detail with them is so perfect. So I've actually bonsai'd this species, and it's beautiful. Over here we have a Hinoki cypress, and this tree gives a new definition to the term nabari. It's just absolutely awesome. And you're looking at a tree here that's probably at least 75 years old. What we'll be doing in a few minutes in this video is we'll be showing you a couple of new collections that offer, probably 75 new tree offerings that are amazing. And I have a new sea of junipers that I'm very excited to tell you about. It's a smaller version of the sea of junipers. Cost-wise, they're very, very affordable, and they're very dramatic. Very excited about it. Around 20 years ago, I started using weeping Norway spruce. Beside me are some examples of our current inventory. They give us a kind of an alpine flavor, which is awesome for a Japanese garden. They're usually thought of as being more of a northern tree, but they do fantastic here in North Georgia. In 15 years, this tree will be double the height, and they just sort of do their own thing. I have them actually where the top goes out 15 feet laterally over a boulder. It's just unbelievable. In recent years, I have started carrying a line of trees for the indoors. I used to shun them, but now I love them. We went on several buying trips this spring and acquired just a beautiful array of specimens that will live indoors. The one I'm standing beside is an arboricola, which is a dwarf scheffalera. And if they're old like this especially, it doesn't get any cooler than this for a bonsai tree, because of the way you can have the aerial rootage and the nabari, the twisty branches. This tree is 30 to 40 years old. It's just awesome. The nice thing about this plant is it will adjust itself to low to medium light. One of the few bonsai trees that will do that for indoors. And my plan for the holiday program is to have a large number of the arboricolas. I have 2 or 3 sources now readying up to ship me my holiday selection of them. And they'll be ready to pot and ready for sale for Christmas giving. This is a very beautiful 30-plus-year-old Kingsville boxwood. So if you aren't familiar with the species, they grow at an unreal slow rate. When they get character like this, they're very, very elegant. Here's one here that is elegant with the canopy, but the roots just make it extra special. I have a room devoted to Kingsville boxwoods that are in what we call the pre-bonsai form. And I have folks come in and just have a blast going through my room of the ones not quite done yet. Here's one right here with this is a Kingsville cousin. I'm not going to call it the Kingsville dwarf. It's a Kingsville cousin. It's every bit as dramatic as this, but it has a little bit different growth habit, but has an awesome, awesome base. Here's one of the Kingsville dwarf in a pre-bonsai form. This tree here, both of these trees would be around in the 30-year range. I know this one's very close to 30. This one actually could be a few years older. I love anything related to a Hinoki cypress. This Camphocypress here is named Seca, and what I really love about it is the tiny compact foliage. This is definitely the eye catcher of the season in the conifer department. I feel very fortunate to have 2 collections of bonsai trees arrive this summer, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They're very, very different, very unique. For example, this is a Korean hornbeam. Very unusual, very graceful, sinuous style, and definitely one of the favorite species for bonsai. This is a brand new offering. It's a very old Acer palmatum. I actually sold it to the gentleman around 12 years ago, and it's basically free grown. Well, this year he took the initiative to remove a lot of the larger branches because they had gotten to be too large for the trunk. So, but in doing that, and this is an amazing tree. We have lots of scars. We need to heal those scars over. So we need to yank this out of the pot and put it in the ground for, like, between 3 and 4 years. It's for what it is. It's priced very, very reasonable. It is a multi-year project, but what you would have in about 5 years would be just unbelievable. An absolute treasure. This is a Satsuki azalea, incredibly old. It's one of the new collections that I mentioned previously. Look at the nabari, the movement, the branches. The health of the tree is great. Desperately needs to be repotted in 16, but it's an awesome plant. I have to guess at the variety as being Wakabisu, which is actually one of my favorite clear blooming pink bloom trees, azaleas. But just an awesome plant. I see this in a more colorful pot, and definitely change the soil. It's awesome. What a unique offering of Shimpaku. This tree is quite old. It's just crying out for a different type of a pot. Somebody had better get this one quickly, because I'm chomping at the bit to take it to its next level. But I kind of like to have my customers be able to do that. So it's just an amazing piece. A very unusual offering of Acer palmatum. This variety is Ryusen. I purchased this several years ago, and my client who purchased it did a very beautiful job following my advice, creating the upright cascade. It has just the correct bend at the top. It's amazing. I fell in love with it when I first saw it. This is the value of the season. It's a Japanese white pine. It's actually a Chinese import. I remember purchasing this when it was first released after the quarantine, and it was very, very raw, very rough. There were some scars from the tactics used to train the tree that needed to heal over. Well, they're healed over now, and what we have is a very elegant, nice flowing tree, tons of branches. This is a great tree for somebody to work on. All the branches need to be wired out. It's awesome. It's potted in an Osiga, very elegant Osiga pot. I love this pot for this tree, and it's just a tremendous value. This is a Shimpaku that originally came in as a much smaller pre-bonsai from China. I remember the very small containers they came in. Well, this thing has grown over the last probably 22 years into a magnificent tree, sort of free grown, which is great for whoever purchases this tree. It's just full of carving opportunities, and there's a great design in the tree. It's not there at this point. Beside it, I have several of the Kishu Shimpaku, all from the artist Ishii. And this is just a real treasure to have these that are already sort of ramified, and they're just beautiful, beautiful condition. This is one showing a classical oak style. This one here is Ishii's pride and joy, the twisted trunk with the shari. Another another tree that's just sort of a free grown. And then this guy right here is a kishu from Mr. Ishii. It's been in this piece of lava for at least a dozen years, and it's quite elegant. This tree actually used to be put into a large growing container to regain some health. It's becoming a weaker tree. First thing we want to do with this tree is let's get it stronger. It's still an awesome plant. This is actually the front here. That would be nice, helpful to show it to you. Fun project. This is my newest addition to the sea of junipers. It's a younger tree. These trees average between 8 and 10 years old. They're absolutely awesome. You get the girth that you want with lots of branches. There are very few negatives to work around. I view this as being one of the perfect trees for like a club wanting to get people excited about bonsai. Much better than just the regular size entry-level procumbens. Awesome plants. This one in particular has a textbook Shohin twist at a very, very low point. It's just unbelievable. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look very forward to talking to you soon.